Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Friday the 12th of July 2024. In today's Millwall news we start off with this. From londonnewsonline.co.uk, we had to hang in there. Millwall boss Neil Harris makes a Japhet Tanganga return admission. Neil Harris has admitted he was not always entirely confident that Japhet Tanganga would end up back at Millwall this summer. The 25-year-old signed a long-term deal at the Den on Wednesday after becoming a free agent following his release from Tottenham Hotspurs. Tanganga excelled during his loan spell with the South Londoners in the second half of last season, making 18 appearances and quickly becoming a fan's favourite. He was linked with recently relegated Luton over the summer. The Lions had been chasing a deal for Tanganga since his loan spell ended. When asked if he was confident that Mill would re-sign the defender, Harris admitted, "Oh no, all I can do is praise Japhet. We spoke at least 2-3 times a week. We have a really strong open relationship. There have been times where it looked like Jaff might have gone somewhere, seen a slightly better club, bigger levels than us, and we had to hang in there. And our relationship with Jaff has always been strong, positive, and important in this. And ultimately, it's come down because he loved his time here and he wants to help us get better. Also, it feels like it's a good home for him to be able to improve his game and show the world he can play a run of fixtures as well. I wasn't always confident in Japhet coming. It was probably a relief to get him over the line as much as anything. So there you go. Bit of luck. Bit of love luck. Japhet, obviously, yesterday, Japhet Tanganga said or the other day in his interview that it was the love of the fans and the players, I guess, as well, that convinced him to sign. So there you go. That is fantastic. Now moving on to this. From millwallfc.co.uk, the club's official website, open training session to take place on Monday the 5th of August. A date for your diary there. Millwall Football Club will host an open training session at the Den on Monday the 5th of August, just days before the Lions begin their 24-25 Sky Bet Championship campaign against Watford. Neil Harris and his staff will put the squad through their paces on the pitch in front of attending supporters. The doors will open at 10 a.m. with the training session to commence a short time after. Millwall season ticket holders and members can watch all the action unfold for free in SE16 on production of a valid 24-25 season ticket or membership. Entry will be at gate W1 with the ticket office also open to anyone wishing to sign up and gain access. There will be arts and crafts available inside the concourse, whilst the kiosk will be open for anyone wishing to purchase refreshments. Zampa and Bellina will also be in attendance. After the session is finished, the players and management will be on hand to sign any merchandise and pose for photos, and if you come empty-handed, do not fear, the Lions store will be open to grab any last-minute purchases. We look forward to seeing you there. But yeah, obviously it's kind of aimed at kids. It's kind of a kids event. Obviously, by this time that this takes place on the 5th of August, which is in pretty 4 weeks time, 3 weeks time, just under 4 weeks time. It will be summer holidays and the kids will be able to go. So there you go. 5th of August, date for your diaries. Now, moving on to this, another date for your diaries, the Fans Forum. So again, from Millwall's official website, Millwall Football Club will host its annual Fans Forum at the Den on Friday the 2nd of August, so the day before the pre-season game at the Den against Southampton, the Friday, taking place between 6 and 8 p.m. in Harry's Bar. Lions manager Neil Harris and director of football Steve Gallen will be on hand to answer questions from the floor in the first hour, before managing director of non-football operations Mark Fairbrother and chief commercial officer Luke Wilson will take the hot seat after the break. All Millwall fans will be able to attend. We'll see you there. Well, obviously, we know these aren't well attended, but all Millwall fans, that's a hell of a lot of fans. I doubt that many will turn up, so normally attended by a few, I would say less than 100, so much so that they used to have the exec lounge and they've moved it now to the Harry's Bar, so it would be nice if more people turned up, but what can you do? Now, moving on to this, have you seen this? This is again from Mill's website. The dens will open late on Monday the 15th of July. Why? Why? Well, I don't know if you've heard. England have made it to the bloody finals of the Euros, haven't they? Getting very lucky. Getting given a penalty for some reason when Kane kicked De Vries's boot. But yeah, so I assume because of this that the ticket office its opening on Monday has been moved back until 11 a.m. And you'll find a lot of places are doing this in terms of places that should be open on Sunday, shops and whatnot. They're closing early because the fans, the fans won't be there. They'll be at home watching the game. So why open to keep the shop open? And the people at the shop, they want to watch it. They don't want to be stuck there, standing around doing nothing because no one's there. So a lot of people have decided to close their shops. Even these, I saw like a country pub that doesn't really show the football. They're closing early. So yeah, if you are planning on doing anything on Sunday to avoid the football, double check and make sure that it's still open and it's still available, because a lot of places are closing on Sunday and even doing late openings on Monday, like we're seeing here at the Dens ticket office, not opening until 11 a.m. Now, moving on to this. Pictures from training ahead of the game tomorrow. There's a game tomorrow. Did you know about that? The first friendly that fans can attend of the season. The Lions were at the training ground on Friday as preparations for Saturday's pre-season trip to Gillingham were finalised. Millwall head to Priestfield to kick off at 1 p.m. in their first fixture in the build-up to 24-25, with the latest training gallery now available to view below. And there you will see the new goalkeeper Lucas Jensen. That's Lucas with a K. And let's just flick through some of these pictures. That is... Who is that? So, oh, that's Langstaff there. Number 17. Oh, who the hell was that? That's Langstaff. And Nisbet in the background. The new keeper. Wearing number 1. There's Langstaff again. George Saville there. Neil Harris. S.A. Malachi. And Jensen. On the left we have Massey and Leonard. Fleming. And again Jensen. Emaku. Jensen again. That is Kamal Grant. That's George Evans, the goalkeeper, the young goalkeeper. Which, did he not break his arm? I'm surprised to see him back so quickly. I thought, was it him or the other one? I think it was him who broke a bone. Maybe it wasn't a broken bone, but he was injured at the end of last season. So, well done for getting back so quickly. No. Tom Leahy and Langstaff there. And Harding. Tanganga and Shamal Lawson there. Bangura Williams. Well, who else can we see? George Saville. Interestingly, no Bradshaw. Was Bradshaw in any of those pictures? And Casper Denor. And Tanganga. Joe Bryan. Joe Cooper. There's a bit. Oh, there he is. There's Bradshaw. We do have Bradshaw. We still going. These are still new ones, yeah. When do we get back to the? That's it. So there you go. Loads of pictures there from the training ground. Now, moving on to this preview of the game from an interview with Neil Harris. This is from the southwarknews.co.uk. At least 6 will play tomorrow. Neil Harris set to give youngsters a chance against Gillingham, but Billy Mitchell and 2 new signings will miss out completely. The Lions boss has given travelling fans an insight into what type of team they can expect at Priestfield, which is very nice of him, because I'd imagine a lot of fans would expect him to turn up there and watch the new signings and where are they? Especially the Langstaff. Obviously, you want to see how he does. But please remember, this is a pre-season friendly. Take it with a pinch of salt. Even if it goes really, really well, Take it with a pinch of salt. So here we go. Neil Harris said Millwall's youngsters will get a chance to impress at Gillingham tomorrow, but there will also be some first-team players missing. Adam Mayer and Connell Truman were ruled out of contention earlier this week. Obviously, they're injured, but they have now been joined by Billy Mitchell, who will also be absent for an unspecified reason. Travelling fans also won't get a chance to see outfield signings Macaulay Langstaff or Japhet Tanganga in Kent tomorrow, with neither new arrival match fit. So what, they can't even come off the subs bench, or you're not going to risk it? Taking pre-season friendly seriously then. Taking them really seriously. Interesting. But at least 6 young stars will get some game time. Speaking in the virtual pre-match press conference earlier today, Lions boss Harris said, there'll be under 21 players on show at Gillingham tomorrow, and I know our fans will love that. At least 6 will play tomorrow and probably split teams, so it'll be a great opportunity for our fans to see players that they've seen in under 21 games on the first team pitch at Gillingham, and I look forward to how they embrace the crowd. It's a different playing here against Bromley behind closed doors to playing in front of 5,000 at Priestfield on a Saturday afternoon. It's just a great opportunity for the players to deliver and stay within the group. While goalkeeper Lucas Jensen, who signed for Lincoln City yesterday, will play, there will be no place in the squad for fellow newbies Langstaff or Tanganga. And Neil Harris said, Lucas will play tomorrow, Macaulay and Japhet won't. They're not ready to play yet physically. Japhet's only been in the building 3 days, so he's definitely not ready. His involvement next week, once his physical markers get to the level. Macaulay is absolutely fine. He's trained again today. When I spoke to you originally, I didn't realise that his off-season programme was a lot less than our players due to an injection he had in his toe last season. So he's not going to be ready to feature at the weekend, but presumably he'll be in training with Japhet and a couple of other under 21 players at the training ground. Midfielder Mitchell will also be missing, but Harris did not go into specific details as to why. He said, Billy Mitchell won't be available tomorrow. There's an ongoing issue that we're looking deeper into, and I'll give you more details when I can. So that does seem to be some kind of injury issue. Ongoing issue. Well, he's been stalked or something? No, it does sound like he's got a problem that they can't put their finger on. But there you go. So interesting. So they don't get a day off. It says here they won't be out of the game, but they're training with Japhet and a couple of other under 21 players at the training ground. So the players that aren't featuring in the game at Gillingham will be at the training ground training, which is nice. So interesting. So if you're hoping to see Langstaff at Gillingham tomorrow, bad luck. It's not happening. So I guess the first time that we'll see them will be in Spain. So if you're travelling to Spain, you've got the rare honour of being one of the first to see the new signings in action, I guess. Because the next games up next week are behind closed doors. The Charlton game on Tuesday is behind closed doors, and the Reading game is away, and that's behind closed doors on Friday. So there you go. Now, tomorrow's game, if you haven't been put off by the missing Langstaff and Tanganga, you can watch the game without going to Gillingham, which is a bonus, on Millwall TV for the sum of £5. And if you are going to the game, there's some information for you from millwallfc.co.uk. Are you a Millwall supporter making a trip to Gillingham for Saturday's pre-season friendly fixture? The Gills have produced the following information for away supporters. So there's the address. That's handy if you're trying to go somewhere. You probably do need the address. Travelling by car, 15-minute drive for junctions 1 and 4 of the M2, as well as the A2, Medway Tunnel, and A289. Priestfield Stadium signs are along routes to the ground from all directions. There is no parking available at or outside the stadium on match days. However, there is a parking available at the nearby Woodlands Academy, and the postcodes there. Our Lady of Gillingham Church, there's a postcode there, and Barnsoul Primary School, there's a postcode there. And both, there's free. Both are within a 10-minute walk of the stadium. Train travel. Hourly trains on South Eastern's high-speed service depart from London St Pancras and 20 minutes past the hour, with a scheduled journey time to Gillingham of around 45 minutes. As this is South Eastern's flagship service, tickets cost more than those to Gillingham from other London termini. South Eastern trains to Gillingham depart from London Victoria at 10 and 40 minutes past the hour, and it takes 50 minutes, and 42 minutes past the hour, but that takes 70 minutes because it goes around the houses. Thameslink trains to Gillingham depart from London Blackfriars at 11 and 41 minutes past the hour, with a journey time of 90 minutes. These trains also stop en route at London Bridge, from where they depart at 18 and 48 minutes past the hour. Please remember that Priestfield Stadium is a cashless venue and only card payments are accepted. Furthermore, away fans are welcome at the Southern Bell pub, situated opposite Gillingham train station, which will be open from 10 a.m. So there you go. Now, moving on to this. If you are going to the game, you will be able to sample some fine ales and lagers from the local brewer, Japhet Neame. Family brewer taste partnership deal with Club Gillingham FC. Mentioning this because Japhet Neame sponsored Millwall last year. They were a club commercial partner, and they seem to be getting involved in football. They've done this deal with Gillingham. They've done a deal with Leyton Orient, and but this season they've yet to do a deal with Millwall. You would think, is that because there is no way that they can sell their beers at the Den, and that was the intention for them to do the sponsorship, to get in with the club, and then to do the deal to get their drinks installed at the Den to get more sales. That hasn't materialised, so maybe they backed off and gone to Gillingham instead. But there you go. And I think this was when we have, at the moment we don't have, but we will have Millwall's training ground in West Kingsdown in Kent, and that will put the gravity of Millwall closer to Kent. And I imagine a fair few of the players currently live out that way, but once the training ground's there, we will be technically a Kent club. If you know this, Wycombe Wanderers, did you know they are now a London club? They have bought QPR's old training ground, and they have a training ground in London within the M25. Wycombe Wanderers. So yeah, you could argue that once Millwall do have that training ground in Kent, that makes us a Kent club, and that opens us up to sponsorship deals with companies in Kent, such as Japhet Neame, who did sponsor the club last year but haven't. And they've just signed this new deal with Gillingham, and it takes place. The partnership will begin on Saturday, July 13th, when the Gills take on Millwall FC in the pre-season friendly, with the following Japhet Neame brands available on draft for supporters to enjoy around the stadium. So there you go. That's an interesting one to watch. Now, talking of travelling and money, did you know about this? The Sun.co.uk, Blackwall Tunnel, used by 100,000 cars a day to introduce a £4 charge at peak times after being free for over 120 years. Yes. If you use the Blackwall Tunnel to come to games, you will now have to pay. Quite disgusting, but this is a result of Sadiq Khan getting re-elected. It was mentioned in the election before the vote that this would happen, that Sadiq Khan would introduce various other charges, and obviously they were all labelled as lies and fake news and Tory smears. But here we have, it has come to pass that charges have been introduced. So here we go. A route used by 100,000 cars a day is set to introduce a £4 charge at peak times, and that's going one way. If you want to go the other way, you have to pay twice. That's £8, no? Motorists will be slapped with a levy to use the Blackwall Tunnel or the upcoming Silvertown Tunnel from spring next year, TfL has announced. The fee will be imposed on northbound trips from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. and southbound from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. on weekdays. This means a round trip in and out of the centre of the capital will cost £8. Meanwhile, a off-peak charge of £1.50 will be introduced at all other times between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. So, including on weekends. So it will either cost you £8 or £3 to come to a game. There will be no charge between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. on weekdays or weekends. The two-lane Blackwall Tunnel has been free to use since it opened in 1897. The new costs will coincide with the opening of the Silvertown Tunnel, which is ahead of schedule though an official date of beginning of service has yet to be announced. The levies are identical for both tunnels. And what it doesn't mention in the story that they specifically say, TfL, because they built the Silvertown Tunnel and they were going to put a toll on that. But obviously, if you have a Blackwall Tunnel that's free and the Silvertown Tunnel that you have to charge for, then people ain't going to use the Silvertown Tunnel. Why would they use that? They would only use it when there's the inevitable, as there always is, problems with Blackwall Tunnel. If it's closed, if there's a crash inside of it, then they will have to go and use the Silvertown Tunnel, and they'll probably, I'll pay for it. Okay, I will pay for it. I have to pay for it because the other one's closed. I'm not driving all the way to Dartford or going through the Limehouse Tunnel or going to Tower Bridge. So, in order for people to use the Silvertown Tunnel and pay to use it, they have now introduced this tunnel, this charge on the Blackwall Tunnel as well at the same time, and it's the same for both tunnels. It's the exact same, and they've done that deliberately because they've spent all this money to open a new tunnel, and they were gonna put a toll on it, and now they've figured out, well, no one's going to use this because the other tunnel's there for free, so they've just put the same charge on that as well. However, TfL is proposing to halve these charges for low-income local residents in East London to use either of the road tunnels under the Thames, as well as exempting buses, black taxis, and zero-commission cabs. So yeah, maybe if you get a black taxi, buy a black taxi and drive that around, maybe you'll get off for free. Standard off-peak journeys will cost £1.50 for car drivers, paying automatically. TfL said as an 8-week consultation over the proposals opened on Wednesday. So yeah, this is still a consultation. So if you want to let them know, find out where that is and let them know. It'll obviously be on TfL's website. The tolls could rise in the future. Well, we know they're going to rise in the future. To keep in line with inflation, TfL's Director of Strategy, Christina Calderetta, has admitted the tolls could rise in the future years to keep track of inflation and maintain their deterrent effect, said TfL's Director of Strategy, Christina Calderetta. She told the Evening Standard, the primary objective of the charge is to make sure we meet the objectives of managing traffic and congestion. We need to keep them under review to ensure those objectives are still being met, and that might mean that in future years they need to increase, and we need to keep that under observation. As inflation increases, if we don't increase charges from time to time, that deterrent effect is increased. Drivers who register their vehicle with TfL's free auto pay system ordering use for the congestion charge and ultra low emission zone can obtain an off-peak discount. Those who fail to pay the correct fee face a £180 fine. So you forget to pay a £4 charge, it suddenly and magically turns into a £180 fine. How the fuck is that? How they work that out? Mayor Sadiq Khan has pushed ahead with building the Silvertown Tunnel in the face of criticism from eco-activists to ease delays on approach roads to the Blackwall Tunnel, though critics argue it will only increase traffic. The Silvertown Tunnel, which costs about $2.2 billion in construction and loan repayment fees, connects with the Royal Docks on the north side of the Thames. So there you go. So another fun thing to look forward to when you're driving to a game at the Den, if you have to cross the river. And on that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.